Welcome, everybody,
What's
to
up?
Just the BetSlips podcast, where we always normally on the lives bring you the hot tips to help your bet slips. I know I did a thing today. I'm sorry. I went through it. I know. I did it quick. But but we are here today to bring you what we believe is going to happen in the conference finals of the NBA, both Eastern and Western. We've got a almost full slate of people today. To my right, everybody's left, if you're watching this on the YouTube, is Parker White.
Hey.
Together we make the Sports GPS podcast. To the top left of everybody's screen is Sir Kel Doggy Dog
Yeah.
of House Dog. And then to his left, but your right as you're watching it, the parlay guy, Rob of House Parlay. And we are here to bring you the fun, the fancy, and the free, and all of what we believe are the best bets for the remaining. Well, as you're listening to this, it will be 5 possible games for the West and 6 possible games for the East. As we're recording it right now, game 2 of the West will be tipping off in about an hour or so, as it is 7 p.m. on May 22nd, the year of our Lord 2025. How's everybody feeling tonight? Let's go ahead and start up top with Kel Doggy Dog. What's shaking, my man?
I am feeling fantastic. I always love doing these podcasts with you guys, the live shows and everything, and just ready to just chop it up. Just talk some ball.
Love it. Rob, the parlay guy, how we feeling?
Doing good. Hit a parlay first thing today, so we're playing with house money today, so feeling good.
Absolutely love that. Parker, how we feeling?
I'm doing good. Sometimes pizza can be slow, but that's okay.
Hey, man, pizza can be slow, and you can be beaten longest drive when a guy was getting 70 yards on you. Hey, what are you gonna do?
That, aren't you?
Until it happens again, it's just inevitable at this point. Absolutely rip a drive, and you get beat because someone started 70 yards ahead of you. And then he flexed on me. That's the part that made it worse.
That's what got
was he's sitting here and he's like,
He just John Walled you.
Yeah, John Walled you.
I'm like, dude, you hit a 290. And there was a Walmart between your drive and mine. But it's okay. No stress, no problems. We are talking conference finals, and maybe even what will happen after that historic collapse. Rob, would you like to give the stats on that bad boy?
Yeah, so I'll give the more updated. So it was being down 9 with what was like less than a minute left. I think it was like 40 seconds left.
Yep.
The NBA was 0 for 1,414, which is now 1 in 4,414 because the Knicks sold the bag and just choked every possible way they could in the last 4 minutes of that game.
Yeah, and we're not talking covered the spread. We're talking outright lost.
Oh, wow.
40 seconds left, and you're up 9. It was, I think the stats actually like a 3-possession game with under a minute left.
Yeah. What kills me is like it was within 20 seconds, it was a 2-point game. Like they went on a 7-0 run in 20 seconds. Like, what the heck was that?
Yeah.
Good defense, boys.
Like, I mean, outside of Hack-a-Shack, I've never seen just the inability to hit free throws by an NBA team ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And it wasn't
like the Knicks might have won that game if they just fouled the Pacers on every possession for the last 2 minutes of the game.
That is also
because at least they would have took 3 ball out of their hand.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Naismith went ham on some 3 balls late. And that's probably the reason why Pat is not here right now, is because he did not want to hear the bong bings from all of us here right now. But it's okay. Let's dive further into that Eastern Conference, because the games they're playing at 8:00 as you're listening to this tonight. Currently, the Knicks are favored by 6. They're favored by 4.5, I think, in game 1. So even after that historic collapse, the books are deciding to back the Knicks a little bit better. And as I stare at this right now, the series betting, the Knicks are plus 134 to win, and the Pacers are minus 158 to win. I'm looking at spreads. You can bet the Knicks to win by 2.5 and 1.5, or just, obviously just win it outright. 2.5 is plus 980. 1.5 is plus 360. You can also take the Knicks plus 1.5. That's so weird. Like, why do it that way?
Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
flip it. It's reverse. I don't understand things. Very, very confused by this whole situation. You can bet the Knicks to not get swept at minus 1,300 is essentially what I'm seeing here. So
I mean, I guess you could just, if you had enough money, you could throw like 10 grand at that and you'd win like $13. But like, why?
yeah, well, I mean, it wouldn't be that bad.
I mean, yeah, it's probably $130. I think 1,000 would win $13.
Yeah, I could throw $20 at it and win $1.54.
Yeah.
So 100's 750 approximately.
You're the math guy.
Yeah, things, right? So I'm not sitting here saying that it's impossible. It's like it's crazy town. You could also bet the Pacers to sweep at plus 730.
That's not happening.
I think that's too low too. That needs to be higher because I just don't.
Yeah.
The odds of them sweeping is not very good.
The sad part is it's enticing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is
slightly
enticing.
It is slightly enticing to get almost 7.5.
Think about
on your money. Think about it.
If that was at 1,000, I would bet it for sure. But
yeah,
just get 10 to 1 on your money.
yeah, if I
Even
got 10
I
to 1, I'd be
would.
all over it.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. You can bet the series total games at 4 games for 730. Obviously, it's the same odds as the Pacers sweep. 5 games 320, 6 games 172, and 7 games plus 186. If you had to put your money down, how many games do you think this bad boy's going?
6.
I
Okay.
wanted to go 7, but it'll probably be like 6.
Yeah, I see. I personally see the Pacers winning this series. After what I watched last night, and the Pacers are just like, people need to give them credit. Like, they didn't give them credit because they were playing beat up teams in the playoffs, but they are coming back against everyone. It's not just this last night, even though that was historic. They had every game they've won, they've had to come back from a lot in the fourth quarter. And Halliburton, even if he's not showing up throughout the game, shows up in the fourth quarter. So if Naismith can keep what he was doing last night, this could end quick though.
Well, we talked about this when we first started talking NBA, that the East was wide open because there were so many teams with a question mark, and it was just whether they figured out the question mark. The question mark for the Pacers was, can their role players step up to support Halliburton?
Yeah.
Clearly, they have, and so that's what it comes down to. I think Cat should try to bully his way to get the Knicks to be a little bit better, but I mean, I digress. I mean, it's either way, however you want the cookie crumble. Kel, what do you think? You think 4? Oh, you already said it's enticing for the sweep, but 5, 6, 7.
The sweep is enticing, but I think I gotta go with 6, just because with the way the Pacers are playing that in the last series, I felt like they were always underdogs, come from behind and all that good stuff. So I think they're just going to make this fun. They're going to take advantage of every game at home, because Indiana, when you play in a city like Indiana, the vibe is just so different compared to like New York and stuff like that. They're going to feed off of that, and they're going to take this one game they stole in New York and just keep rolling with it.
Yeah, I tend not to disagree with you, but I think this thing goes 5. I think this thing is a rapid 5.
Yeah, this series is all based off pace. The Pacers, they'd like to get up and down the floor. They go like 9-10 deep on their bench. So like, whereas like the Knicks, they only use like a couple guys off their bench. So like, Indiana's game plan is, all right, let's wear them out, and then by the time we get to like game 5, game 6, we're really gonna strike. I mean, game 2 is gonna be the deciding factor. Like, the Knicks have to win game 2 if they even
Yeah.
want a chance in this series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I'm looking at now the series correct order in essentially the games that you think would be won. I'm trying to find the one that I think is correct, which is Pacers in 5. But I gotta find. There it is. So I think it's obviously the Pacers won game 1. I think the Knicks win game 2, and then the Pacers win 3, 4, and close it out back in New York for
Wow.
5. I can get that at plus 920.
Mm.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I'm looking at the stats from last night. Brunson dropped 43.
Yeah.
Yep.
Karl Anthony Towns dropped 35. First of all, I can't tell you the last time Karl Anthony Towns dropped more than 20.
Yeah.
He
There's
also
no-
had 12 rebounds. And they still lost the game. Like, you're not getting those performances out of those like that every night. You're just not, especially Towns. You might get that out of Brunson. You're definitely not getting that out of Towns every night. You might get the rebounds, but when you have Naismith get 30, Siakam get 17, Nembhard to get 15, and Turner to get 14, like, these are all guys that I think their averages are like 6, 7, and 8 points a game that are doubling their averages. If you're giving up that much and you have to rely on guys to get 30 and 40 points that average 15, I don't like your chances. I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I do want to state, you said rebounds. Were they rebounds or were they me-bounds? Just curiosity.
Towns is mostly rebounds, not the Angel Reese me-bounds.
Yeah, gotcha. Just wanted to clarify.
That's a good question.
Whenever you first said Karl Anthony Towns had 12, 13 rebounds last night, my first thought was did he have 17?
Yeah, no, Angel Reese would have had 40.
According to Shaq, she can play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she has so many double doubles.
She's the Dennis Rodman of the WNBA.
I'm not gonna say my initial comment. That would.
I'm gonna go there.
It'll be in the private chat. Now let's go ahead and shift to some player props. So who do we think's going to have the most points scored in this series?
Probably going to be Brunson.
Yeah, I would say Brunson.
Yeah, Brunson.
Okay. Yeah, he's at minus 420. You have Karl Anthony Towns at plus 500. Siakam is at 1,600. Halliburton at 2,200. And then Naismith at 18,000.
Woo!
It's interesting.
Yeah.
180 to 1. Do you put a schmeckle?
Put a schmeckle.
I mean, you can forget that dime.
You can forget that dime. It's a dime to win $18, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored probably the most points he's ever scored in his NBA career, and he's still 13 points behind Brunson.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all those, I'd put a schmeckle on Halliburton first.
Yeah, that's fair.
Seems like
Well, 22 to
crazy
1.
odds
I
for
think
him.
people forgot that Halliburton had 31 points last night. It wasn't like he did nothing but the game winner. Or the buzzer beater.
He was trash until the buzzer beater. What are you talking about?
I mean, he had 31 points and 11.
He also had
assists.
11. He also had 11 assists because he's an assist god.
That's my guy.
And we're gonna get to that. Who has the most assists in this series?
I think it's Halliburton.
That's easily Halliburton. He's probably minus 400.
He's worse than that. Minus 19.
Yeah, I was gonna say that dude. He gets close to double digits every game.
Yeah.
Total rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns at minus 220. Then you have Josh Hart at plus 165. Mitchell Robinson at plus 32. Siakam at plus 42.
What are the odds for Angel Reese?
Not on this board.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That would also be rebounds, not rebounds.
The only person outside of Towns I would even think about is Hart.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. Yeah, plus
Did you say
165.
Towns is at minus 220.
Yeah, minus 220.
Yeah, it's actually not bad because he's
that sounds like a deal there. I felt like the should be like in the 3s or 4s.
he's in the playoffs. He's hitting double digits at a 75% clip. So
yeah, no, that's definitely something to throw out on. All right, most made threes. Here's your Naismith bet, ladies. And
no
gentlemen.
joke. He's probably leading that right now.
He's minus 155.
Yeah, because he's already got 8.
Halliburton's at plus 210.
Yeah.
Towns is actually third at plus 600.
He chucks
What?
him up a lot.
Yeah.
Where's Brunson at if Towns is at the
Fourth at 1,600.
Wow, I would take Brunson at 16 all day before I took Towns at 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that the Naismith is.
I mean, he's
still
got a
Yeah, the
big,
Naismith's going to be
he's got
tough
a big
to beat.
lead. I mean, he's got 8 already.
How many did Halburn get last night?
Don't
See if I can
have
see it.
That's
Great
up.
question.
Hold on, I got it up. Halliburton had 4 last night, so he's. I mean,
Well,
I
he
know
had 4.5.
4 is a big lead, but
He had 4.5.
Oh,
yeah,
four.
that's fair. 4 and a toenail.
Four and a clip your toenail, dog.
So I mean,
Clip your
if
toenail, dog.
anybody catches him, it would be Halliburton.
Like, what was
Yeah,
so funny about
same,
it was
yeah.
it was just like, you know that episode of SpongeBob where it's like, big toe, and he like pops the toe out of his shoe to hit
Yeah.
the accelerator.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how I imagine.
What's the
Yeah,
odds on
why
Halliburton
was-
threes?
Odds on Halliburton threes is plus 210, so you're getting a little more than double your money.
It's not a terrible bet either.
No, not horrible.
I'll
Not
say
Because
horrible.
there could be
Halliburton,
games
just
that
'cause
Naismith
he's
does
gonna get
absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Halliburton's going to get minutes.
yeah,
Right.
that's for. All right, let's go out west. As you're listening to this, game 2 will have finished, but we are recording, and no game 2 has started yet. Currently, OKC is minus 750, and Minnesota is plus 530 to win the Western Conference Finals. We can go series spread. Well, yeah, series spread's a little funky. Let's go total games. For OKC to sweep, it is plus 370. 5 games is plus 198. 6 games plus 260. And 7 games is plus 300. What are our thoughts here, boys?
I'm
I
going
think they
6.
probably got it right here. I think it's 5 games.
You think it's 5 as well? Okay.
Ooh. I'm going to say 6.
Yeah. The problem is, it's just, I don't like Minnesota looked so bad late.
They did.
It's going to require like godlike play from Anthony Edwards to even keep any of these games close. To be honest,
Correct.
especially if OKC plays like they did in the second half of that game.
And if you watched the live last night, or well tonight as we go, I think Ant has a massive game tonight. But I don't disagree with you that it's going to take a big game from the fella to get a couple wins. And that's the reason why I thought the Nuggets would steal 1 additional game and not 2 additional games because of Jokic. So I could see it going 6, but I believe this is another 5 gamer as well. Cal, your thoughts?
Yeah, I gotta go with the 5 too. Like just like you guys were saying, you're gonna need a big performance by Anthony Edwards, and he just can't do it all on his own.
That is
Yeah.
Tis fair.
Tis fair.
Tis fair. The Wolves to win it in 5 is 30 to 1. Wolves to win it in 6 is 11.2 to 1. And it's the exact same for them to win it in 7 as well. OKC to sweep, obviously the 370 we talked about. OKC in 5 is plus 210. I actually think that's probably your best money bet right there.
Yeah.
And it is the most favorited bet at plus 210. And then OKC to win it in 6 is 370. So there's your 370, Parker, to get that. And then Oklahoma to win it in 7 is plus 470. Anybody want to look at the correct, like anybody have a guess on the correct order of games?
Let me look.
I've got them, so just let me know which order you think, and then I will find your odds for you.
Because it goes 2-2-1-1-1, right?
Yeah, 2-2, 2-2, and then 3 1s. Yep.
I think. And what's it at? Thunder's up 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunder's
at 1.
I think you got to go Thunder for the first 2.
Okay.
Timberwolves are going to take 1 at home, but then Thunder just take over on the last 2.
Okay. Well,
I'm
it'd be
gonna-
1 at that point.
I'm
right?
going OKC for the win the first 3.
OKC to win the first 3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, the Wolves to win game 4, and then it finish in
Back in
game
OKC.
Game 5.
Okay, you're getting it plus 610 if you want it.
All right.
Being honest. I think it goes 6. I think Minnesota wins both game 3 and game 4, and then OKC wins 5 and 6.
I like that.
Is how I see this going. And if that was the case to be done, that would be plus 1120. I don't hate that either. Kel, your thoughts?
I got to go in 5.
Yeah, you got to go in 5. So which game do you have Minnesota winning? Game 3 or game 4?
Game 3. So I had
Game
I
3.
got Thunder for the first 2, and then Minnesota for game 3, and then Thunder for the last 2.
And then the Thunder. Okay, I misunderstood you. That's my bad on earlier. I think that's the same as what Rob had, right? So plus.
Well, mine was flipped. Mine was game.
No, you had 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus
You've got the same odds though. It's
Oh, okay.
6-10.
Yeah, it's 6-10.
Yeah. So both of those situations are 6-10. Parker, your thoughts? I know you said he's 6.
Same as you.
Same as me. All
Yeah.
right, so plus 1120. Some of the other odds out there, for it to go Minnesota, OKC, Minnesota is plus 5,500. That's for Minnesota to win this thing.
Wow.
Obviously. Probably the most likely of the game 7 situations. Minnesota to win 2, 3, 5 would be plus 5,500. For it to go Minnesota, and then OKC is plus 3,000. Let's see. Minnesota, OKC, Minnesota, OKC is plus 3,000 as well. So a lot of interesting ones. I like this correct series order. Just
It's cool.
throw a little schmeckle on it. See what
Little
happens if you got it. Let's see. Ooh, there's some player series specials here. SGA to score 25 plus points in every single game is at minus 140.
I definitely think that could happen.
It's an interesting.
Yeah,
one.
that feels right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he had 31 points in game 1.
Right. SGA to score 50 plus in any game is 6-1.
I don't think he's going to have a minute to do that because they're going to blow out.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota a few.
Anthony Edwards to score 45 plus in any game is 19-1.
He might need to.
I
think for them to win a game, I don't hate that bet either.
That one's better than the SGA 50.
Yeah, especially when you're getting 19-1 on your money.
Yeah.
SGA to record a triple double in any game is 800 plus 800, so 8-1. Anthony Edwards to record 3+ threes in every game is 500. Plus, there's a 5-1.
It's not bad odds, but
yeah, not terrible odds. I just don't know.
Yeah, it seems that's tough. If it was 2, I'd be all on it. But
I think I like this one, and this might be my favorite bet. Rudy Gobert to record 1+ block in every game. Plus,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
he's the tallest man on the court. I think him getting 1 is easy money.
Yeah, because we're in a 3-point league, Alex Caruso to record 1+ made 3 in every game. I could see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. That's 2-1.
Yeah, Caruso puts up a lot of threes.
So that's not bad either.
It's kind of his game.
Yeah, I like
you're
that.
welcome, Oklahoma.
All right, let's go to most total points. You have SGA at you're laying 30-1. Anthony Edwards 25-1. Randall at 30-1. I don't.
I think SGA is the clear.
Yeah, I don't
clear
think
one.
you. I don't think that's even worth betting.
Yeah,
honestly.
I agree.
Not getting enough odds. Most total made threes. Anthony Edwards is your leader in the clubhouse at minus 155. Julius Randle's at 2, and Dante DiVincenzo is 3. I don't hate the DiVincenzo.
I don't hate that either because he had the ability to kind of do what Naismith did last night.
Yeah,
just get hot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's 5-1. It's not a terrible. That's not a terrible bet. In all fairness. All right, let's go to
because Caesar. What was that stat that we had during the regular season where Naismith went not Naismith, but DiVincenzo went.
DiVincenzo, out of I think it was the last 60 games, he didn't hit 2+ threes in 2 of them.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was 58 out of 60. So
something like
at
that.
Plus 500 or whatever it is, that seems like a good bet.
Yeah, I mean, he just has to have the most of them.
Yeah,
yeah. He just if he can put up 2 4 3-point games.
Yeah.
and
So
get 2 or 3 in all the others, he's got a shot.
Yeah, he does.
If Minnesota wants any chance in the series, DiVincenzo has to knock down.
Yeah,
a lot
he's
of
got to
threes.
knock down some threes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Total rebounds. This could be interesting because I think this is a 3-horse race between Holmgren, Gobert, and Hartenstein.
Mhm.
Holmgren, Chet is plus 150. He's the leader. Gobert plus 260 after his tragic performance in game 1. And then Hartenstein is third at plus 440. I mean, truth be told, like for the odds, I actually like the Hartenstein bet.
Oh yeah,
That's
see,
the guy.
I know what our fellow Australian said. And even though I didn't hit the rebounds I needed, he still got more than Rudy Gobert, which made me feel good about myself. Because Gobert, I don't know what he did, but he didn't show up. I would have got about as many rebounds as he did just by standing there. And at 400, I mean, the guy literally went like 10 straight games where he was getting like 12 and 13 rebounds a game. I know it's a tougher matchup. I know he's got to go against Rudy Gobert, who's like towers over him, even though he's a big man. But
Yeah.
I feel like he's physical enough to get in there and still get rebounds.
It's fair. Assist is kind of a one-man show in SGA as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of not even one. Number of game-winning field goals as time expires.
Ooh.
Huh.
So there's
Wow.
this. I don't remember this one on the other one.
Yeah, I don't think that was on there.
No game-winning field goals at time expires is minus 3,500, and then just one game-winning field goal as time expires is plus 1,300.
Wow.
I feel like I would throw a little bit on that 13.
Yeah, I mean,
to 1
why would you
now.
not bet at least one? I would bet one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's 1+. That's it.
Yeah.
There's the only odds that you have.
That's what I'm
so,
saying. I would definitely bet one.
Yeah,
Because that might be one of the only Timberwolves wins is on a game winner.
I was gonna say that could be like that game 3 or 4 you and I are looking for.
Yeah.
Edwards out of nowhere just hit the 3 to win it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just bet it, to be clear. So we'll see what happens. And then player to make the game-winning field goal as time
God.
expires.
Anthony Edwards or Randall?
Well, so both of them are big odds. Edwards is 33 to 1, and then Randall's 13,000, so 130 to 1.
I like Jalen Williams.
Well, yeah, but that's a Thunder, but like you actually
Yeah.
think the Thunder are going to win the game winner? I mean, they could.
Yeah.
SGA's at 31 to 1.
If I'm betting Randall.
At 130 to 1. You can forget that dime. You also have the Rudy Gobert 40.
Who would put anything on Rudy Gobert?
Hey man, listen, you need a
He's gonna get a game winning putback dunk, Parker. Jeez.
Oh, I know what would have to happen.
A me bound off of
Oh,
Julius
that's right, a me
Randle.
bound.
Rebound.
He throws up a 3, bricks it, and catches it in midair into a dunk for a game winner.
Yeah.
But Rick, here.
Gosh, if that happens, I'm gonna lose it.
Number of games to go to overtime minus 380 for 0. 1+ is 260. 2+ is 27 to 1.
I put a smack on 1.
I'm going 2.
Yeah.
I'm going 2+.
You think 2 games go
Hey.
to OT?
I do. I think we're getting 2.
Mm.
I think there's gonna be out of the 4 wins. I think there's gonna be 2 blowouts,
Okay.
and then there's gonna be 2 really close games, one of which they're probably gonna lose, and then there's gonna be one that's kind of like a 8-10 point game.
That's fair.
And I think Rob sold me on that one. I might go 2 also.
All right. I mean, you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. Where we provide you the hot tips to help you bet slips. Those are all prop bets you can get right now.
I'm just waiting for that Rudy Gobert me bound game winner.
Yeah, right.
What was the Rudy Gobert at? Because I didn't even hear what the odds were.
It was 41,000. So
Is that all? I was thinking it was like plus $1 million.
Nah, they don't give me those odds, dog.
Like you bet a dime, you win $100,000.
Well, if that was the case,
Yeah. with that being said, I think we're kind of split on that Knicks Pacers series now.
Yeah.
But all of us are pretty much sold on the Thunder to win. For the NBA Finals itself, we'll precursor this, and then we'll wrap up this segment. Who do we think, as far as would win the actual NBA championship? Currently, the odds: the Thunder -230, the Pacers at +500, Knicks +750, and then the Timberwolves at 10-1 at +1,000. If you had to put your money where your mouth is, who are you putting it on?
I don't. So if what we believe is true, we're going to see the Pacers versus OKC. I don't see a world in which the Pacers are going to even get outside of a game 5 against the Thunder. I think the Thunder win easily.
Okay,
I'm not going to lie. I just think I don't think it's a good matchup for the Pacers. OKC has the ability to just flip a switch and take over games, which we just saw in the second half of that not the next game, but in the last game. And the Pacers have a tendency to always be behind. If you're going to always be behind a team that's that good, you're not recovering against OKC. You're just not.
Yeah.
Well, we thought that versus Cleveland. So
yeah, but Cleveland was beat up. Like
That's
Cleveland
fair.
was putting out like guys that most people have never heard of on the court for half of those games. So, like, I mean, we could have probably fielded a team and they'd known us more than they knew a couple of those guys.
That's fair.
Like, so I'm not taking anything away from the Pacers because there was still good players on the court and they still had to do what they did to win that series. I'm not taking that away, but a half of a bench of Cleveland versus OKC at its best with really no injuries at all. It's night and day. I think that I wouldn't actually even be shocked if they got swept in that series, to be completely honest with you. I give them the credit of 5 just because they do have a lot of fight in them and they've got a lot of magic that they've had in the playoffs, but magic only goes so far.
I get you there. Kel, your thoughts?
To go off that magic can only go so far.
Well, we know the Magic only go to the play-in tournament. To be clear. But, please continue your thought.
Correct. Yeah, only so far. But I think I don't want to do it, but I think I have to go with the Thunder too.
Sorry.
I heard you say play-in tournament. They're gonna make fun of the Bulls, just like take a cheap shot there. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I appreciate
the Bulls can only make it to the play-in tournament too. But yeah, go ahead.
To be honest,
can't even make the play-in tournament.
But
haven't the Bulls been in every single year in the play-in tournament and have yet to get out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, well, sorry. All right.
They are a perpetual case of mediocrity in the NBA.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That
So you're the Pittsburgh Steelers of football or of basketball.
Ooh.
Correct.
Fair.
But with the Thunder, I don't want to pick the Thunder, but I'm taking them in 6. Like going off of all that, that can only go so far. But I think Indiana's just gonna figure out a way to get a couple wins in this series. But at the end, Thunder prevail.
Fair, Parker.
Whether it's Knicks or Pacers, Thunder's going to win the championship.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 6 games because I'm being gentlemanly. But if a sweep happened, I wouldn't be surprised.
You being a good sport to both of the Eastern Conference teams.
I'm an Eastern Conference guy. Jolly good. But yeah, I mean, OKC. I mean, you have the MVP and SGA, and I mean, look, I think the Pacers and Knicks are going to beat each other so up, they're not going to have anything left for the Thunder. And I think it's going to be an easy romping by the Thunder. So give me the Thunder to win the championship.
That's fair. If I were a certain someone, I would get close to the mic and go bing bong, but I'm not. I think it's the Thunder. Oh, could it be a blunder? No, it can't, because it is the Thunder.
Hey.
And I think the Thunder beat the Pacers, and I'm actually going to predict a 5-game NBA final. I think that's the way the cookie would crumble with the Thunder. But
we're gonna go ahead and go with Angel Reese, ugly ass geese, ride with McNeese, Thunder and 5.
Oh man.
And with that being said, that will end this first segment. After this small yet almost insignificant commercial break, we will jump into our favorite series of the weekend. If we had unlimited money and we could go wherever we felt like it, where would we want to go and why? Is it betting preferred? Is it you want to see a certain stadium? Where would you go if you had unlimited money this weekend for your MLB series? We'll hit that after this small commercial break. Welcome back. Sorry about that long commercial break, but we got to pay the bills around here. So, we really just have to pay for our gambling addiction. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have problems. Everybody, just a little PSA for everybody. Let's go ahead and jump into what has become our new favorite segment. Where are you going this weekend? You get to pick where you end up going, what series you go and see, what do you do while you're there. All the fun, all the shenanigans. Kel, go ahead and start us off. Where are you going this weekend?
Yes, I will be traveling to Boston to watch the Boston Red Sox take on the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles are straight trash this year. They can't figure out how to win a game after being one of the best teams in baseball last year. And the best part is they just got rained out as we are recording this. And it says they are scheduled to make that up tomorrow. So I'm getting 4 games in the weekend instead of 3.
Hey.
Big old cheapskate logic here. So I will be taking that, watching 4 games of amazing baseball at Fenway Park, a stadium that I've always wanted to visit ever since I was a kid. It was either Wrigley Field or Fenway Park for me. Big history buff here. I'll be also taking in the steakhouse that's across the street from Fenway Park as well, if it's still there, because fun fact, my mother, when I was a child, visited Fenway Park, visited Boston. She had games to like she had tickets to a Red Sox game, did not go in, went to a steakhouse instead. So I will be going to the steakhouse in honor of her every one of those days, and it should be a fun time.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I think we discussed that before, and we talked about that steakhouse and how I would have done the same thing because the Red Sox were playing some trash team. So makes sense. Rob, where are you going this weekend?
Well, if I'm not allowed to say Tiffany Amber Thiessen's house,
that is correct.
Because I don't know how much money that would take, but I'd pay it. Let's see. This is a tough one. I'm sporting events. I'm not so sure, but I probably would just go to Vegas. And I probably catch a couple of the AA games there. Because I'm sure there's some great names in Vegas. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure they have some great names out there for some of those AA teams. And then I would go throw a lot of money in the poker room and hope for the best.
Fair enough. Well, you could also get every single game by going to Vegas and just go to the sport book.
That's fair. That's fair.
See, I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you. Parker, where are you going this weekend?
I'm going to be a homer, and I'm going to go to Atlanta. I'm going to go to Truist Park. They play the Padres this weekend. Chris Sale is pitching Friday night. I know Schwellenbach is pitching Sunday. So it's going to be some great pitching matchups. Pavetta for the Padres Friday, followed by Michael King and Dylan Cease on Sunday. And I'm going to go to the Battery because their development next to the park, food and everything is great. So I'm going to go to Truist Park and go see my team, the Atlanta Braves.
Fair enough. I believe Robert is 2 years too early to go to Vegas for this weekend because in 2 years the Athletics will be playing in Vegas and they are hosting the Phillies. But that's not where I'm going to go because I think the Athletics, even though they are better this year,
they're playing bad.
They're not the best team and there's not really that great of a pitching matchup, even though I do get Luzardo, Sanchez, and Wheeler if I go out there.
Not Hoagland for the A's?
No. I'm out on that. Where I'm actually going is up to New York, and I'm going to go see the Dodgers versus the Mets. Friday is Kershaw versus Canning. Should be a very, very good game there in Flushing, Queens. Followed by Saturday, we got the 7 o'clock Fox game, which means I can go catch a matinee on Broad Street before going out there. And, Gosselin versus, not Gosselin, Gonsolin is how you pronounce that name. I started to speak like Rob the Parlay guy. And
Ryan Gosling 2.0?
Yeah, right. Going up against Peterson. And then on Sunday night, baseball on ESPN. The worst pitching matchup ever.
I was gonna say
it's really not. It's only awful on one side. Knack versus Senga. I really want to see how Kodai Senga pitches.
Yeah.
I've seen it on TV, but apparently the splitter is not done justice on TV. So that's who I would go and see. Dodgers versus Mets. I would low key be rooting for the Dodgers in every single game because F the Mets.
Yeah.
And that's where we
and
go.
They
with
met.
It. Yeah, and they met, but you know what? Hey, that's where we go. They are second in the NL East.
Behind who?
Before we move on, I will tell you where I'm leaving Vegas and going to. I'm going to Amarillo, Texas. It is the closest AA team to Vegas to see the Amarillo Sod Poodles.
Yeah.
Nice.
Give me a shirt.
The Amarillo, I've got some words about Amarillo. That place really screwed me in mesoscale meteorology in college. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry. Yeah. I literally missed a cold front by 12 hours, and it cost me a lot. Yeah, it's brutal. I had it as a midnight high. It was definitely not a midnight high.
Missing it by 12 hours feels like 100% hit rate for the people on TV. I mean,
yeah. So I thought the cold front would come through at 4 in the morning. It came through at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which means my midnight high of 64 turned into a high of 94 that day.
Wow. Yeah.
I think little off.
I think you were off a little bit.
Yeah, check out the Sod Poodle.
Yeah, that's
hey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Robert, give me a shirt. Give me a shirt.
The Sod Poodles.
It's like a cowboy armadillo. I'm kind of digging it.
It's exactly what it is, man. It's an armadillo. Heck yeah, brother. I'm in. I am 100% in on the AA.
Get us all shirts.
Let's go check it out for sure. I'm in on that. But that has been this episode of Just the Bet Slips. Check us out live on X, on Instagram, and on YouTube. If you're on YouTube watching this podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button so you notify whenever we go live and whenever we post one of these podcasts.
Yeah.
But that's going to wrap it up for this show today here of Just the Bet Slips, where we promise you one thing and one thing only, and that is to bring you the hot tips to help your bet slips. And go responsibly, chase that bag. We'll catch you next time. Check you live here. And have a good one. And we'll catch you later.